Welcome to another video made by Daily Smartly. Oh, the ancient wonders of the world, those structures so grand, so awe-inspiring that they make you think. Wow, they really didn't have Netflix back then, did they? These marvels of human ingenuity and, frankly, sheer stubbornness in the face of gravity deserve a rollicking exploration. So, buckle up, because we're embarking on a journey back in time, but with fewer dinosaurs and more architectural marvels. First stop, the Great Pyramid of Giza. Standing for nearly 4,500 years, it's the oldest tourist trap on Earth. Imagine ancient influencers, papyrus scroll in hand, posing for etchings. Known as the tomb of Pharaoh Khufu, this pyramid was the tallest man-made structure for over 3,800 years. Nobody dared construct anything taller, perhaps out of fear of angering the ancient building inspectors. Interesting fact, the pyramid is aligned with incredible precision to the cardinal points of the compass. That's right, it's not just a massive pile of limestone blocks, 2.3 million of them. It's a colossal sundial and compass. The architects probably didn't intend for it to be a navigational aid for lost tourists, but we appreciate their foresight. Next up, the Hanging Gardens of Babylon. If they existed, they're long gone, which makes you wonder about the returns policy on those gardens. Legend has it they were constructed by King Nebuchadnezzar II. A man who clearly understood the way to someone's heart was through lush, terraced gardens and possibly a gift shop. But here's the kicker, there's no real evidence they ever existed. That's right, the Hanging Gardens of Babylon are potentially the ancient world's version of Photoshop. However, they get a place on our list because, real or not, they've inspired countless gardeners, city planners, and hopeless romantics who believe in cultivating beauty wherever possible. Now, let's sail to the statue of Zeus at Olympia, crafted by the ancient sculptor Phidias around 435 BC. This statue wasn't just a token for good behavior, it celebrated the king of the Greek gods himself. Sitting on a throne all decked out in ivory and gold, Zeus measured about 12 meters tall, which is, wow, you're much taller in person territory. Sadly, like the worst of vacation souvenirs, it didn't last. The statue was destroyed in the 5th century AD, with details sketchier than a back-alley etch-a-sketch artist. Was it a fire, an earthquake? We may never know, but its legacy lives on, reminding us all of the ancient Grecian dedication to religious fanfare and really big homages. Ever heard of the Temple of Artemis at Ephesus? You have now. This grand temple was built and rebuilt multiple times throughout history because, like the most compelling of us, it had a flair for the dramatic and was also occasionally struck by lightning. One iteration was constructed around 550 BC, funded by King Croesus of Lydia, who clearly felt go big or go home when honoring the gods. This temple was so impressive that it made it to our ancient wonders list not once but multiple times as it kept coming back, grander and more opulent. Sadly, like a sandcastle at high tide, it didn't last, though it wasn't for lack of trying. We mustn't forget the mausoleum at Halicarnassus. This tomb, built around 350 BC for Mausolus, a Persian satrap, and his sister wife, Artemisia II, was so grand it made being buried alive seem almost appealing. Comprising a podium, a temple, and a pyramid, topped by a chariot with human figures, it was the ancient equivalent of a multi-story car park, except beautiful and without the existential despair. One fascinating tidbit is that several of the mausoleum's sculptures, possibly feeling a bit cramped, made their way to the British Museum. These sculptures likely never imagined they'd end up in rainy London after a lifetime under the Halicarnassus sun. No ancient VIP tour would be complete without the Colossus of Rhodes. This statue of the sun god Helios stood over the harbour of Rhodes, likely around 33 meters high, celebrating peace made with cypress. Constructed in 280 BC and toppled by an earthquake in 226 BC, it stood for merely 54 years, just long enough to get through the terrible twos, awkward adolescence and midlife crisis. Interesting fact, while we often imagine the Colossus with its legs spanning the harbour, it most likely stood with its legs together on one side. The image of it straddling the harbour is an artistic interpretation and a lesson that everyone loves a dramatic entrance, even if it's historically inaccurate. Finally, the Lighthouse of Alexandria, the ancient world's answer to a nightlight. Constructed around 280 BC, it guided sailors to the city's harbour at a height of approximately 100 meters. Destroyed by several earthquakes between the 12th and 15th centuries, It served as a shining beacon of innovation, boasting a furnace at the top and a mirror that reflected sunlight during the day while fire took over by night. In a twist of historic irony, the lighthouse's remnants ended up in the sea, giving marine archaeologists a field day and fish some rather cultured hiding spots. And there you have it, a whirlwind tour of the ancient wonders with a dash of humor, a sprinkle of fascinating facts, and a whole lot of appreciation for the ancients' architectural audacity. They didn't all stand the test of time, but they've certainly earned a place in the annals of, well, that seemed like a good idea at the time. And isn't that what truly matters? Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please hit the like button and leave us a comment. Also, click subscribe and notification bell on our channel to not miss out more educational videos. See you next time.